Davis, absolutely one of the best.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis True Crime.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
Mr. John Davis. John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
This guy John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime kicks butt.
Tune in and watch John Davis True Crime. You will love it. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Tune in. It's John Davis True Crime.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show this May 9th, 2024. How is everybody this morning? Good to see you. Talking about my favorite subject today, Summerwell's case. Ooh, damn, coffee's good this morning. I feel like some mornings the coffee's better than others. I think it's a good sign. Good sign to your day. Coffee tasting good. Things are going to be all right. Hi, Angie Davis, P.E. Allen Girl, Burnt Dirt, Sally Carson, Not a Drama Nana. Somebody. Prissy Missy. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Yes. You know, I've been doing Throwback Thursday and going back on an older case, and this week I've had a hectic week, and I didn't have a lot of time to research. So I thought, what should I do? What case could I do that I wouldn't need to do a lot of research? And Summer's name popped in my head. I was like, yeah, I could talk on that for years. And I feel like I pretty much know it inside out, except for the drama, gossip, rumor, rabbit hole bullshit. I don't know it as well as a lot of people do. I know I see stuff in the comments 24/7 of people that think this or that, and they're just totally wrong. And I've given up trying to stop it because it just keeps happening. I used to get real pissed off every time I'd see something, and I would respond to every thing I seen, and it was ruining my life. I was letting it get to me. Now I just got to realize people are going to believe what they want to believe. People are going to watch creators just spin them a fairy tale and be in there hook, line, and sinker, boy, just all in. Yes, yes. Those people, I can't do nothing for you. If you want the facts and common sense, come here. If you want a fairy tale bullshit extravaganza, go most anywhere else. I'm not going to say everybody, but most anywhere. I get maybe it's not as enjoyable to stick to facts and truth, but damn, I feel like it's a hell of a lot more respectful to the people that are missing or passed or whatever the situation may be. Yeah, a fairy tale like a series of unfortunate events. I don't know how I would describe it if I had to like compare it in title. Summer's story. You know, I'm gonna say something people probably won't like it. I don't care. I don't feel like Summer had a horrible childhood altogether. Now we don't know what went on behind the scenes, but I did see where she was at a lot of various places out and about. So, you know, you can't say that she was locked up in the dungeon 24/7. So I prefer to believe that she was happy and things you know, for a majority of the time she was happy. That's what I prefer to believe. You know, a lot of people, oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. No, I really don't know. I mean, you can choose to believe what you want. A lot of people think they know it all, and you really don't, you know. Now, I suspect there were things going on that were horrible, but I do not know that. And, you know, yesterday I thought I'd get some fresh pics for today's show, and I found one, and I'm sure everybody's going to be, oh, yeah, I've seen that on day one. I've seen that a million times. Oh, same old shit. I found a pic I don't recall seeing before. And I know I haven't seen because I think it's adorable. It may be my new favorite picture of summer is this one. It is so cute. I tell you, you look at a lot of her pictures, and I swear to me, it's almost like there's more than one kid. I love this picture, though, and I hadn't seen it until yesterday. It's such a good picture, too. Summer does not deserve all the essay stories put on her, and you said was happy was means gone, and we do not know yet. Okay, if you want to pick on my wording, that's probably going to happen again. So you might not want to be here. You know, I've never said Summer was no longer with us. I'm one of the very few that don't say, I know she's not with us. So you can go correct somebody somewhere else. I am not in the mood for that shit this morning. Just from the looks of her room, it couldn't have been that good of a life. I lived in a house with a drunk for a father. There were more bad than good times. I can't imagine what Summer went through. Yeah, I can't either. You know, I tell you, I think, and I still, until we know, we don't know. I really feel one of the worst things that Summer's parents did was the people they allowed around her. Okay. That is such just horrible parenting and decision making, my opinion. And you know, R.I.P. Jose. Jose had never been in the house with my 5-year-old daughter. Just wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. And you know, as long as I've been an adult, I've never been naive enough to not think it would be a bad idea to have strange grown men around my children. I think that's one of the worst things about it of all is all the people that they had around her, all these weirdos. And it shows another sign of just how out of touch they are with parenting. You look at, I mean, Jose, take Jose, for instance. I'm not picking on Jose. Like I said, I don't know Jose wasn't a bad guy. He wouldn't have been around my 5-year-old. That's all I'm saying. But look at how they met Jose. They met Jose, according to the story, Jose was in the middle of a mental health crisis. Per Jose says that. Can't, you know, I mean, I tend to believe that's probably an accurate description. You let some strange man who you met less than 24 hours before bunk up in your child's playroom and be around them. Horrible decision making. Horrible. Telling people a non-biological male is a no-no around young children, boys or girls. Do not do it. Do not do it. Now, I understand there's going to be situations where eventually that's going to happen. Do your due diligence and then do some more. And then always look for signs, red flags. Always look for red flags. Constantly. Dr. Phil will tell you, I've said it a million times myself, a non-biological male is the most dangerous person you can have around your child. And I'm telling you, for I would like to think for 90% of parents, Jose would have been a big no-no. I was thinking about what I should talk about today. I want to keep it legit. I don't want to talk about a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. And I kind of made some bullet pictures, we'll call it, to kind of go by. Then y'all don't let me forget. I got a lot of pictures. I want to show them all together. We'll do that near the end, but don't let me forget. I mean, most of them you've already seen, but like I said, that one I hadn't seen until yesterday. I want to talk about Summer's case, though. And like I said, I want to stick to facts, but I think these are important points that I want to go over, and I think this is one of the bigger things. Is now everybody can pretend they know exactly why the boys were taken, and they know exactly why they haven't gotten them back. I really don't think we do, but they were. Shortly after she disappeared, that was one of the first things that happened, is the boys were removed from the home. Still gone. I'm assuming now, they were removed about 3 weeks after she disappeared. Well, we're coming up on 3 years that she'll have been missing. On June 15th, that'll make 3 years. So 3 weeks after that, that'll make 3 years her brothers have been out of their custody. I think we all know there's a reason for that, and I do not for 1 second buy any of the for their own protection stuff. I'll never believe that. But I think there's definitely some reason they were taken and never returned. And I think it's got something to do with suspicion of what happened to Summer. I really do. Now, I know there was failed drug tests. I don't know, they swear up and down that there was a case against them that was closed right before, or the night before Summer went missing. Okay. I don't know how the system works that well, but for a case to be closed and then she go missing the next day, and then the kids are if you just had a case with CPS, and it was just closed, would you then voluntarily give your sons to CPS? I don't think I would. That's why I don't think we know the exact reasoning of why the boys were taken, and why 3 weeks later. I don't buy none of that for their safety, blah, blah, yada yada. That's what the story was that was told. After those boys got away from there, they probably had plenty of stories to tell. Wisdom. That's the thing. Now we're at 3 years. I think a lot of people thought in the beginning, for sure, and probably still do, thought that when they were taken, they would eventually tell some stuff that would either lead us to some, or or we would find something out, some more out. I'm baffled by the fact that nothing has happened with that. Either they don't know anything or they don't know enough. I'm so confused by that. Now, one day, they're going to be old enough to where if they want to tell their story, they can tell it. But until then, I guess we're not going to know. Apparently, they haven't said anything groundbreaking. They didn't give the boys up to them. They were taken away from them in Donald Wells' life. I definitely think his story is bogus. I don't believe none of that. I don't know about Tennessee, but North Carolina, if there's a domestic violence situation in a house with children, CPS automatically opens a case for at least 30 days. So Dawn's cute incident would have opened one. It's confusing, but I don't know if they can use their stories as evidence. I mean, it's testimony, it's evidence. That's why you have witnesses testify in court. If they had something that was prosecutable, they could very well testify to it. There'd be no issue with that. Don don't know which story he wants to go with. First, he said he gave them up for their own protection. Then he said that CPS kidnapped them. Which is it, Don? Well, I think what Don tries to say is that, initially he thought it was safer for him. And like when it happened, I was already making videos and stuff when it happened. When it happened, I already said I don't buy that. I don't buy that any dad would actually think his kids were safer in CPS custody than his own. And let's be honest, there was no real danger up in Indian Hill. What was the biggest threat? Molly Golightly coming up and knocking on the door? Honestly, you can't tell me that he really was so scared that he thought they would be better in CPS custody. Or they can't get enough evidence to back up her brother's version of events. Corey, that's a possibility. Now, their testimony I don't know. I tell you what, I think if two of them would corroborate it, I swear I feel like that would be about enough. We've heard other stuff said. There were other cases. We know there's some kind of history already. Apparently, they ain't giving them enough for nothing substantial to prosecute. What if only one boy tells the truth, therefore all three stories are different, and then what? Yeah, then you got a problem. And maybe it's something that over time will sort itself out. Maybe it's they don't feel safe. Who knows? The only bad thing is, though, the longer this does go on, the worse memories get, and that becomes an issue. That's a big problem with cold cases. And I know people don't want to hear it, don't want to say it, act like it's a dirty word, but if this ain't a cold case, I don't know what would qualify. TBI does a yearly update that's basically a form letter, in my opinion. It's what it seems like. It seems like any update we've gotten has been basically a form letter, insert name of missing child, and just read this. Because we've never gotten any real update. It's all we don't know. We're still looking into everything. No sign of abduction. I tell you though, I did get, and I think, and this is a year old, but I don't know if everybody's saying if you ain't, this is good for a lot of the questions that people tend to have about the case. I found it, and a lot of the stuff out there this kind of addresses. I think it's I found your shirt on the back of the chair. This is on the TBI website. It's a list of the most asked questions. Hold on. The most frequently asked questions, and they answer it. And they go through a couple that now this is mind you, this is a year old. They say, is this considered a cold case? No, investigative work continues to occur almost daily.
I think it's a cold case.
See, I don't. So, as long as you're working on a case, that keeps it from being a cold case. And is that the way it works?
Maybe that's what they're saying.
I consider a cold case something that they just have nothing. They have no
leads, no nothing.
Right.
Going. Yeah.
Are they still getting leads?
I call it cold case. They have one long. This is from a video a long time ago, but once a week they worked on it or something like that. Remember? Yeah, I think.
Detective Pruitt said he worked on it once a week.
Yeah. I don't know if he still does that, but.
Is the Amber Alert still active? Yes, an Amber Alert remains active until a child is located.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, technically yes, but I don't see anything proactive coming from the Amber Alert anymore. Do you?
I really thought we filmed it by now. Really. It's crazy.
Now, and I like this too because it does give you some answers to questions. When was Summer last seen? For the record, TBI says her mother reports last seeing her on the afternoon of June 15th at their home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we will not provide additional information regarding the timeline.
So I don't say if she's telling the truth or not. If she's saying that's what Candace is saying.
It leaves it open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see, they call it an investigation. Why is Sebastian Rogers' case still not considered it investigation worthy, you reckon?
What is his considered?
Missing person.
Oh, I don't know.
Have you searched the home and property around the residence? This still gets asked. Yes, more than once, including the basement, crawl space, all vehicles, outbuildings, barrels, and other items located on the property. Additionally, K9 teams specializing in a variety of search methods have also been utilized. That feels like whoever wrote this for TBI watches YouTube.
Yeah, trying to cover all the
barrels. They mentioned barrels, and you know that's why, because of the for sale barrel and all that.
And Donna, a psychic, said that's where she is in a barrel. So.
Is that what Donna says?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you searched the phones and computers belonging to the Wells family? No. Excellent question. Yes. Working alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, numerous subpoenas and search warrants have been obtained, resulting in any available digital evidence being collected, searched, and documented. This includes social media accounts.
They searched it, but I wonder if they found anything.
I'd like to know what they thought about her video with H laying on the bed looking ripped.
That's yuck.
I wonder what their opinion on that was. Have you searched the flower bed? A lot of people want to know if they searched the flower pot.
The flower? Oh.
Where they were planting the flowers?
Yeah.
There was not a flower bed. Summer's mother and grandmother stated that she was planting flowers with them shortly before she was last seen. The flowers were planted in pots, and yes, the pots were examined.
I didn't know that part.
How many ground searches have been conducted? 3 large-scale searches have occurred. Dozens of other targeted searches have been conducted over the last year as a result of investigators following up on leads. So this is a year old, dozens of targeted searches.
Maybe they've gotten a somebody called in with a tip or something. Or such.
Yeah. Have you searched waterways in the area? A lot of people talk about that they need to call, what was the name of that group? Adventures with Purpose and stuff like that. I don't see it because of the circumstance, but they asked. Yes, dive teams were brought in to search bodies of water in the area on several different occasions. So they have looked. They have thought about this. Now, there is a creek they talk about. I know if you've heard her story, you've heard talk about the creek.
Yeah.
This creek
shallow.
It's very small. Have you conducted aerial searches? Yes. Numerous searches from the air have been completed. Additionally, drones were used to map the area and to pinpoint bodies of water as well as any other points of interest. So that may have something to do with how they come up of where they're going to do the target of searches. They may have had, the drones go over and then send people back on foot to search after.
I spilled coffee all over me.
After they identified the areas.
Missed my mouth.
Will additional searches be conducted?
No.
Investigators will continue to search points of interest as they are developed, as well as follow up on all tips regarding Summer's whereabouts.
So I guess if they get
a lead, they will. Have you collected and reviewed surveillance video? Most important question on here, I think. Yes. We've collected surveillance photos and videos from a variety of locations. Additionally, the entire area was canvassed in an effort to locate any residential cameras that weren't voluntarily reported. Please keep in mind that the Beach Creek area of Hawkins County is very rural with few businesses and no traffic cameras. We've collected surveillance photos and videos from a variety of locations. I'm thinking a lot of that's probably from earlier in the day, going back to her alibi and checking the hippie hut and the CVS and the Walgreens, whichever.
How they're pitting it is like in that area, a lot of people probably didn't have cameras.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Where was that? Oh man. Have you questioned the parents? That's a frequently asked question.
I hope so.
Yes. Both have been questioned more than once. Now, I guess this is just pertaining to what TBI has done, not including the sheriff, I'm assuming. Have you questioned others that were in the home at the time Summer went missing? Listen to this answer. Yes, Summer's brothers have been interviewed along with others who stayed in the home in the months before her disappearance.
Is that Jose probably?
I'm thinking that's Jose, that's Grandis, maybe I'm sure Marlena, where they were pals, I think she was there a lot. Allie, H, all of them. Have you questioned neighbors and searched their properties? Yes. Have you questioned registered SOs in the area? Yes. And that, I think anytime there's a missing kid, that's textbook. They get an alibi for every SO within so much of a radius.
I agree. There's a lot around there.
Oh, there's so many. Remember we looked into that one time, and it's like there was
tons.
A lot of
one famous one, kind of. Well, not
famous,
but.
Like one of the guys that was on To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen, he actually lives very close to there. I made a video on it if you want to go check it out.
Yeah.
But it's like we did a video and I looked into the statistics and all, and it's like there's a ton in that area, but and I know everybody's gonna say, well, there's a ton everywhere. No, it's like it's even higher than the average in that area for some reason. Like that, what's it called? The little place there. Not Rogersville. The Rescue Squad.
Oh yeah. I don't know their name. I forget their name.
Oh, man.
Well,
I'm going to get me a coffee.
I don't
name
know
of it?
what he's talking about.
You don't know the rest? The Tim Coops, the leader of, they were over the
Equisert?
reward.
Oh, no. Somebody on here probably knows. Y'all probably knows, right? Churchill. Thank you.
Yes.
They ever let us know that.
The Churchill area has an extremely high percentage based on the population. I don't remember the numbers, but it was really, really high. Really high. Tons of them in the area. I'm assuming they've all been checked out very well. If not, maybe that's something. Maybe that'd be a good thing to go back and look at that.
Birdie's Crime Chat said, I called into the lab talking about their search one day. They seemed like they were restricted on where they could go. Yeah, I think they are where they could search. A lot of them.
Well, you can't search private property without permission.
Yeah. The Block No More was saying that somebody was talking bad about Ecos.
Equisearch.
There we go. It was a neighbor. You probably know who the neighbor is this summer. YouTuber.
I've only heard good things about Equisearch.
Me too. What about Brandon Lawson? Oh yeah, he's a big predator that was around there.
Yeah, there's plenty of them. Like we said, I hope they go back through them. Is there evidence that Summer was abducted? Excellent question.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent question.
Mm-hmm.
None that we've developed at this stage. However, we continue to investigate all possibilities.
That means they don't have shit, in my opinion.
For them to say none, that speaks volumes to me. I think it's like screaming, no, nothing.
You can take it a couple different ways. You can take it that it had to be somebody in that household, you know?
I take it, you go back to their question about the video, and they say they have video and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it, there's no cars going in and out of there on video that shows anybody that isn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, and when they did do a press conference, local law enforcement, they said she's in the area.
Mm-hmm.
She would be in the area, local area.
See, that kind of makes me believe that maybe there was something that showed them that she did come back into the area.
Right, didn't we?
But that's the last she's seen, so they're assuming she's still around somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've thought about that a lot too, because that's one. Because they don't say much at all that you can even
make a
pull anything out of.
Okay.
But for the one thing they have said is they believe she's still in the area, and I think there's reason they believe that.
I agree.
Is the FBI involved? Yes, they've been involved since the Amber Alert was issued. Additionally, in the first week, the FBI Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team responded to the area. FBI agents continue to assist with the investigation.
I don't think they think she was taken, in my opinion.
Well, that FBI Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, that makes me think that if they're still saying 3 questions before no sign of abduction, I'm thinking they're not seeing it.
Yeah. Maybe they came in at first, just to see what's going on and investigated it and didn't really find it.
They didn't find nothing.
Yeah.
Why did you release information about a Toyota truck? All right. I'm glad this is on.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I seen somebody butchering the story behind this just the other day.
Because that's very confusing to people.
Yes, it is. An individual who travels through the area regularly as part of his job stated that he recalls possibly seeing a 98 to 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack and white buckets in the truck bed. The individual stated that the truck might have been parked in the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road in the late afternoon to early evening on either Monday, June 14th or Tuesday, June 15th. That vehicle was not captured on surveillance cameras. In an effort to cover all bases and identify the driver, the TBI, in agreement with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, released the vehicle description. Our hope was that the individual might have information that could help the investigation. The driver has not come forward, nor have the hundreds of vehicles reported to us as matching the description panned out.
That's weird. It wasn't caught on surveillance. That means there's surveillance in that area.
That's weird, right?
Or how would they know that, you know? So, don't you think? See, they're saying that it wasn't caught on surveillance.
You know, I mean,
that means, I don't know.
I think it's important that they've never figured out who that was.
Yeah, because if you're innocent and this story was huge, you would come forward to clear yourself, right? I wouldn't want to be driving that red truck in that area during that time.
There's some of the pictures of them searching there at the beginning, out in the fields and stuff. It's pretty land there.
Mm-hmm.
See the big red barn. I don't know, man. The red truck, man. I am so torn on it because
the person that seen it don't even know what day it was.
Are they being honest about that? That's the only reason they made that a deal, is because somebody thinks they saw it on the 14th or the 15th. They ain't even sure on the day.
And it was parked. Oh, that's crazy. Why would you? I don't know. They blew it up a little bit more. Maybe it's important.
I don't know. It don't seem like to me it would have been worth mentioning.
Yeah, if it wasn't.
If there wasn't a little more to it than they think they saw it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. We still don't know who it was. Yeah. And I'm thinking the person who saw it was a UPS or FedEx or postal person, something like that.
Comes through there all the time, every day probably.
Right. Yeah. And they apparently come through there enough to where they got the day confused on when they saw it.
Probably what happened, they really didn't put two to two together until they heard the story on the news. And, you know. I'm like, yeah, I went by there. I remember seeing a truck. I just don't know what it was.
Tennessee doesn't know how to do their job, and we can see record that they have a P4 attempt.
I know that area has high crime rates. High everything. Sex trafficking in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's right. There's apparently the interstates and highways there. There's a couple that cross, and it's really bad for that.
What do you think? With all that they said, what do you think happened? I'm thinking it's kind of pointing to she wasn't taken. Like, you know, that's how all those questions lead me to believe.
I mean,
it's confusing.
I think if you go by the feel from TBI, in my opinion, the feeling I get is they don't think she was abducted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I feel too.
I mean,
I always thought that, but I don't know. The only way I think she was taken is like it wasn't planned. It was just somebody seen her out, you know, and took the opportunity and took her. You know, I don't know. It don't make sense.
There's the original article. The 5-year-old from Beech Creek, Hawkins County, Tennessee, was first reported missing around 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 15, 2021. An Amber Alert was issued on Wednesday, June 16, 2021. Despite the continued efforts, the blonde, blue-eyed girl is yet to be found.
Very sad. Still missing.
You know, I've always wondered, though, what changed it from... What triggered the Amber Alert? You think there was anything to that caused them to up it at that point, or it was just they hadn't found her and it was time?
Probably. That's what I'm thinking. After they searched, and if she ran away, they probably would have found her. That's what I'm thinking.
I tell you though, I won't rule that out as a possibility.
She ran off.
That she walked off. It's until we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's super likely, but I think it's still possible.
Yeah. Fell somewhere, or who knows?
People have been found years later in places that have been searched.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep, it's just like how you lose something and you look for days and days, and a year later you find it where you looked. So it's a little bit harder with a person, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I really think, and if there's not any leads or nothing to go on, the next best thing to do is to search.
Yeah.
I think maybe they should just start the search from day one. Just scratch it like they've never been there, never searched before, and make another run at it. I know you could get the volunteers. If there'd be an organized search, me and you'd be there for it.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah.
Get enough people together. I know they could. I know if we could find some way to organize it, that people would do it. I know they would. And if you wouldn't, then you really don't care about her. You care more about drama.
Yeah, I agree. Poor little girl's missing. Still not found. That's crazy.
They thought she was in imminent danger. Yeah, that's what the Amber Alert states. I just question if at what point they decided that. I'm assuming after they searched so far and hadn't found her.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
They decided. I don't know.
Yeah, I really thought they would find her, but nope.
Hi, discovering the truth with the troublemakers.
Hey.
You look stunning this morning, Brandy.
Thank you. Tired. Get up this morning, but
when I was deciding what to talk about today, I made AI bullet points. This represents the hoax call to Mary. I think that's when Dawn and Candace really hurt themselves.
Yeah.
I think the hoax call to Mary really kind of showed some
character flaws.
Yes. I mean, there was already a lot of suspicion on them before that. But if you go back and you listen to that hoax call they made to Mary, it is Emmy-winning performance given by Candace.
And your daughter's missing, and you're doing that. That's just crazy to me.
What's crazy to me, though, is how realistic she is. That seems like a woman that is legit went through some shit.
Yeah, her acting's pretty good on that phone call. But yeah, they would be better off, Dawn and Candace, if they never set foot on social media. People wouldn't have a negative, probably, perception of them like they do right now.
I think there'd always be a suspicion because the story sucks so bad. She just went down to the basement and poof,
gone,
disappeared. I think there's always going to be a lot of people that just have trouble with that part of it. But when they did that, they lost a ton of support when that was found out. That was just wow.
Yeah. Then it just gets worse from there.
Yeah. I didn't bullet point all of them. I bullet pointed that one because I thought that was really a point in which it turned for me for sure.
Yeah, it was a turn for you.
I mean, I was suspicious of Dawn and Candace from day one, but after they did that, I was like, that is some diabolical shit.
How could you do that?
I mean, with all that they had going on at the time, I want to say, I don't want to quote myself. I want to say, though, This was a few months after she went missing.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely less than 6. I
Yeah.
want to say 3, maybe, around in that area. But with all that you got going on with your, and the boys had already been removed at this time too, right? You go and pulled some shit like that.
It's crazy.
Little Summer still missing, and you're hoaxing Mary because of something she told somebody. Wow. While the priority's number one.
Yeah.
And I swear, it's like, I think Proudfoot is on the Wells playbook. He does this kind of shit. The other day, calling in the dolly or something, changing his voice.
Oh, did he?
That's what they're saying.
Oh my God. That's weird.
I haven't confirmed. Can anybody confirm that for sure? Do we know that was him? But that's what I've been hearing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't
listen
watched
to
it. Yeah, apparently he went there acting.
I like how Emma took care of it when he called into Emma's. Emma wasn't having that crap. She just treated him like a normal person.
It was so funny when old Proudfoot called into Emma's, man. She was just like, "Oh, it is Chris. Yes. Well, what's the issue? Okay. Well, good seeing you.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Next caller, please."
Yeah, he needs to stay off social media too. Really, he's not doing himself any favors.
Oh, somebody's saying he has done it twice.
Oh, really? What does he say? I don't know.
Said he called Cluminati a sling blade.
Huh.
That's wild, ain't it?
Yeah, you got time to make false phone calls. What are you doing with your time? Not searching, apparently. Chris. But he can call and act like somebody else.
That's another thing they share, not big on searching. I tell you, these people do it to themselves, man. I think some people get too carried away in how much they hate these people, but a lot of people bring it on themselves by their actions. They really do.
Yeah. And why is he on YouTube, not Katie? Katie's there. I don't get that either.
Same reason you see tons more of Dawn than you do
Don't make no reason.
Candace.
No.
That makes no sense, does it?
Those cases are similar in that manner, because Candace was home and Katie was home.
There's a lot of similarities. A lot of people kind of call Chris and Katie like the middle class Dawn and Candace.
I could see that.
They're saying after he did his Sling Blade impersonation, Chris Proudfoot went on to talk with the creator for a while and confirmed that it was him. I tell you, these narcissistic personalities cannot stay away from it. I'm really blown away, though, that Dawn's been as quiet as he has for a while.
Yeah, me too. I wonder what's up with him.
I keep up on that Vanished in Tennessee Summer Wells Facebook page. Candace is constantly in Daisy's chat.
Your BFFs, yeah.
Yeah, always talking about her ailments and stuff. But Dawn, as far as I can tell, has been doing a pretty decent job at
staying away,
not acting stupid.
Yeah, that's the best thing for him. He don't need to be on camera. He just acts crazy.
These lives help me think about so much appreciated. Oh, thank you, Birdie. Thought-provoking is what we try to do,
Yeah.
I go to this. I heard a scream.
Jody Sue.
I think everybody downplays it that Jody Sue made that up, right?
I don't know if she made it.
I don't know if she did or not. But if you think about it, the timing of the scream works. Because they wasn't home for most of the day. This would have been after they got home, and it would have been before they called 911, before someone was reported missing. So it falls in the right window. I've always wondered why Ronnie Lawson was so quick to blow that off.
Yeah, me too.
And how he can say he knows it has nothing to do with the case when he don't know what happened to Summer.
Right. Or he can't explain what it, what it was, the scream. He says it's not real, but I'm just saying.
Who knows? What if it is? What if it's a big clue?
And they're just
gives us an exact time.
Yeah.
Anything to narrow the timeline would be great.
Maybe they were saying that because Candace didn't hear the scream, but Candace was probably passing out or something.
Well, and until it's absolutely comes out that that's not the case, I'm always going to say, if Candace isn't involved, Candace was asleep and don't really know when Summer went missing.
That's what I think too.
I mean, you know how it is. You go out on a hot day, have you a couple drinks in the sun, and you want a nap. I used to do it all the time on the weekends. I'd go out and play golf on the weekend. I'd have like 3 or 4 beers and I'd be done. I don't know what it is about the sun. It doesn't mix well. But I'll still say, if Candace ain't involved, then that's what she ain't telling. The behavior panel and all that says there's something she ain't telling. I'm telling you, if she ain't involved, that's it.
Yeah, I think Summer would be tired too. I know she's taking a nap in her car, but when my kids were little, I took them to the pool or something all day. As soon as they got in that car, they'd be sleeping, out because they were out.
Yeah, but they wasn't there that long.
Yeah, but she's riding in the car all day.
Yeah. Maybe Ronnie's little boy may have been connected. Makes you wonder. I swear. It makes you wonder, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
I hate to go down rabbit holes, but I have thought about it. Ronnie's doing an exceptionally shitty job at figuring this out. I know that.
And he covered up his son's case for a while, not let it out in the media. Didn't he? Brandon's.
Yeah. Oh, nobody even knew Brandon had a case till he was sentenced.
Was that weird?
Yes, it was weird. How they managed to keep the fact that the sheriff's son was charged with crime against the kid. How they kept that quiet until after he was already sentenced blows my mind. It shows you the power of the good old boy system around there.
Yeah, and that's what concerns me, really, Really. Maybe they know. They have a clue who it is. They're just not doing anything about it. I have a feeling they could be easily blackmailed. Money.
You think?
Yeah. Or, have a trade. Keep quiet for some money.
You look this way, I'll look that way.
Yeah. Or Yep. Or, you have to consider there's a lot of drugs in that area. With a lot of drugs come a lot of criminals and a lot of, predators.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know. I don't know. That's my thing is everybody seems just dead set on Don and Candace, and I just think there's more possibilities. And
yeah.
I'm not saying it ain't them. Don't get me wrong. I still think Candace is your number one suspect by far.
Yeah.
But there are other possibilities.
I don't really think Don had anything directly to do with it, in my opinion.
Well, it depends on who you think done it.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Candace was involved, Don definitely knows.
Yeah, he knows that probably after the fact.
But I think it could have been that Candace was having her a nap or whatever. Summer wandered down to the road. Somebody going out to get some meth off Fred might have seen her and snatched her.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. And everybody is so dead set and determined it was Don and Candace.
Crime of opportunity.
They won't even acknowledge anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And that could have been it.
Yeah.
Or I mean, and I'm not saying it had to be they're on their way to Fred's. I don't even know if Fred was what he was doing at this time. But I think we'll all know there was plenty of access to illegal substances out in the boondocks there for some reason.
Yeah.
That road is like a little drive-through is what I get the feeling. You know?
I agree.
I tell you, if the cops wanted to do a bust, that'd be the place to do. Is keep you a camera there on the corner of Ben Hill and Beach Creek, and see who's coming in and out of there. Wish law enforcement had searched dumpsters within a 15-mile radius.
See, they could have done more from the very beginning. Made it a little bit better of a case, I think.
I think right now, Tennessee, everybody, every state needs to have like a protocol of when kids come missing, things that you do immediately.
Yeah.
You know, that's like Sebastian's case. You know, who knows what they've actually done? Nobody, I don't know for a fact they've done much of anything in terms of investigating
disappearance.
Investigating it as a crime. And if they haven't, if they're still just considering it a runaway or a missing person, time's clicking, man. We're
Crime
2.5 months behind on him. And if there is a lesson you can learn from the Summer Wells case, it is when you don't treat something as a crime to begin with, you miss a window for a lot.
Yeah, I agree. They should have separated the parents, got written statements. They should have investigated the scene, done everything.
And I don't know if it's a thing of where they don't want to hurt the parents because they're in that traumatic situation of their child missing, but be damned. To me, we got to quit. We got to start treating this shit serious when it happens.
I agree.
When the minute you can't explain where your child is, you should be a suspect in my book.
And you're over that kid watching it.
Especially the one that's supervising the child. And I think, and I'm telling you, all the missing kids, if you look at a lot of the stats, they're all skewed as hell toward the fact that it's usually a parent, it's usually a custodial thing, and the majority, a lot of the time, not the majority, but a lot of the time, it's one parent trying to get back at another one for something. And they know the biggest way to hurt the other one is to do something with the kid. You know?
Yeah.
Who knows? How do we know that couldn't be Sebastian's situation?
I think there might be some more evidence in that Sebastian's case, hopefully. I'm hoping they'll be able to solve it.
I'm hoping so too, but
they're not even investigating.
They're not investigating it.
Yeah, that's right. They're just
as a crime.
Saying it's a runaway. Sometimes I think law enforcement takes the easy way out. You know, instead of investigating, they're calling it a runaway. Like, I don't know, Whitney's case, they call her a runaway. It should be investigated. You know.
Well, Whitney's case, I mean, she left a note.
I know, but
still, I don't think anybody under 18 should just be a runaway and call it that. I think it should be investigated. And I think, if anything, the note she left should make them suspicious.
Yeah. Which I know there's not a lot of resources and stuff, but gosh, it's somebody's kid, you know?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. There's Summer. I just seen that picture. That must have been closer to the time she went missing because of the harem.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this picture?
Mm-mm.
First time I seen it was yesterday. Ain't that a good picture?
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's giving a salute almost, ain't it?
Yeah. She still had hair there.
Yeah.
She's little. Now her hair there is all confusing.
You know, it's sad that her hair ain't you know, being managed better there, but it is cute as hell, ain't it?
Yeah. She's lucky. She has that natural blonde hair. Everybody kills to have.
Gorgeous. She got that platinum blonde hair, don't she?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, this is going to haunt me for the rest of my life if we don't find out what happened to her.
Yeah, me too.
It's already. I know it's probably taken time off my life stressing out over it.
Her and her aunt, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I should have made that a bullet point.
Rose's sister, or I'm sorry,
Aunt Rose.
Yeah, Aunt Rose. Don't know what happened to her either. That family has a curse or something. It's 2 missing females in their family.
Grandis has the curse.
Yeah.
She was in the area when both went missing. She's the common denominator.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's the odds? Like your daughter and then your granddaughter is missing. Don't know where they are. That's crazy to think of. The statistics for that is very, very slim. I think we looked it up before to have 2 disappearances.
There's no statistic for that.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, there's no statistic for having 2 people in your family disappear
Without a trace
and never be found 10 years apart. It'd be different if they disappeared together, right? I don't think there is a statistic for this situation.
Yeah. I like to know if they were the only 2 girls, but no, now I think about it, Candace had an older daughter, so
There's
more
other
girls in the family.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Check that out. Is that a turtle she's holding? What is that? Can you tell? I like this. That's why she reminds me of my little girl. She had that tomboy in her. She ain't scared to get dirty. You know it?
Yeah, Taylor's still like that.
You know, that almost looks like that could have been at the swimming hole. Here she is. Getting her fish on. This must have been close to that too.
Sorry, I thought I turned it off. Leave it to me. I don't know how to work my phone now.
She was around the water a lot.
I wonder, yeah, if she knows. Well, she probably didn't know how to swim.
She swims in the TikTok.
Oh, does she? She can swim? She had floaties on, I thought. No? I can't remember.
I don't know. It always comes back to the what amazes me though is this picture. This is at Christmas the year before she went missing. I never can get over how healthy and she looks like she's got a little bit of weight to her in her face there. How fuller her face looks so much fuller there than it does there. Her cheekbones look so much sharper and stuff to me. I swear it looks like she lost weight between that. Well, here, like that.
It might be a couple different things though. You know how babies they're kind of chubby in the face and stuff until they start growing, and then they slip out.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, it might be because of that.
Thanks for cluing me in.
But she does look a bit skinnier. I'm just saying, in that picture at Christmas, she's still kind of how old was she? 3, 4, probably.
This was the Christmas before she went missing.
So she's
6
4.
months before she went missing.
Yeah. And it might be because she had hair, longer hair too.
She was a happy girl.
I still don't know why they cut her hair off or shaved her hair.
Wow. I don't either. I tell you, that's another one of them things they did to themselves too, is they made that a lot more complicated than they had to by telling different stories. One story, she was messing with it herself and she messed it up so bad they just had to shave it. Another story, she wanted to look like the boys and Candace, so we cut it. Which is it? It ain't both. Was she trying to? You ain't gonna convince me. And if you've ever seen that video where she's playing with Robin's hair at church, you're never going to convince me she wanted her hair shaved.
I think
Never.
Candace just did. Who knows? Probably didn't want to take care of it, or did it as a punishment. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you look at, there's plenty of evidence that says she wasn't really invested in taking care of longer hair. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know why you cut it.
I can't figure out why you cut it. I really don't get why they cut it that short.
You let a 5-year-old tell you how you short a haircut. Don't make sense to me.
I agree 100% with John Davis True Crime, because we know Summer loved princesses. I cannot believe that she wanted her head shaved.
Yeah, I don't like shit either.
If you see that video though of where Robin's holding her up front during church and she's playing with Robin's hair, you can tell, man.
Yeah, she looks a little heavier there in that picture too. Whatever that was.
I think that's what it was. They didn't want to take care of her hair, either matted or lice, or both, probably.
Probably.
You know, people defend it all day, but you look at her hair right there. You tell me that kid's hair is being combed. Come on, that's the bare damn minimum. It's short. It ain't very long. How hard would it be to comb that hair? Not hard.
We see how she's taking care of it. Not good. Have flip flops that didn't fit her half the time, shoes and stuff. Clothes don't match. Going to church, church you're supposed to actually dress decent. Nope. They didn't dress her halfway decent. They let her wear pajama pants and a skirt or dress.
Well, the clothes thing, yeah, I mean, you could put a lot more effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
But, maybe they couldn't afford the clothes. You can't tell me you couldn't have combed her hair. And I've seen so many pictures where it looks like that hair. It looks exactly like that, like it ain't been combed for days. And I'm talking different pictures, tons of them. People still defend that shit left and right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in their heart. Maybe they did love Summer. They didn't take care of her. Not like they should have.
Nope. I think she probably had clothes that Candace probably didn't wash me. Well, I don't know if I shouldn't say that, but who knows? They probably left it up to Summer. Go find you something to wear. And just put on, whatever.
I don't know. I know you shouldn't care what other people think, but I would be so embarrassed to roll into church like that in front of everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
My mom made us wear dresses. Just church, not even pants.
Color of her hair is odd in this pic.
It's like almost white, platinum white.
She had some really blonde hair.
Her and her brother's, but I think hers is lighter maybe than the boys. There. But it seems like as kids get older, their hair gets darker for some reason.
It sure does, don't it?
Yeah. Because Taylor's hair was not brown, it was blonde.
So hard to believe it's been almost 3 years since this precious little girl went missing. I'm sitting here crying looking at these pictures. How is it that we all love the stranger so very much?
Yep, I never met her.
I tell you, I think what drew me to Summer was I felt like she didn't have somebody she didn't have somebody taken up for her. Because I felt like from the very beginning it was so damn obvious that something wasn't right. And so many people would just dance around it. I don't know.
Thank you, Sonia. I've been a member 22 months.
My daughter was 5 years old when she went missing, and she always changed her clothes at least 3 times a day after preschool.
Tyler did too. Just love changing different outfits.
Yeah.
She still does that, and she'll put clean clothes in the laundry. And
yeah.
I think she's lazy. I don't want to hang them up. She just starts them.
Yeah. I think you're right. I tell you, she really reminds me of my little girl. Though. I think that's what drew me to it. You know, mind you.
Jesus is alive. I will touch the ground. I will touch the ground. Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive. Jesus is alive. I will touch the ground.
I never get tired of that. I could show that every show. I should put that in my intro for. Nah. I guess it'd probably get sick. Everybody else will probably get bored with it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
My grandson is 2 weeks younger than Summer. He is 8 now.
Yeah. She would be in what? Let's see, kindergarten or second grade? Second, yeah.
Third.
Third?
No.
Second.
I don't know why you do that to me all the time.
What?
Ask me questions I don't know right off the top.
I said she'd be in. I was just talking out loud. I think she'd be in second
She would be in second grade this year because the first year she went missing, she was supposed to be in kindergarten.
That's what I said. I think she'd be in second grade. I just guessed.
John Davis True Crime. I too could watch that video of your little girl a million times and never get tired of it. Ain't it great? Well, my sister-in-law, our sister, is it yours too? I guess it is.
No, yeah.
Sister-in-law. Our kids usually stay like a week with them in the summer or so, and she videos damn near everything. Takes pictures. We got tons of pictures. Because I wish that we had an update to tell y'all today. There's nothing. There's no update. There hasn't been anything
for years. 2 years. Long time. What was the last update? There hasn't been since she went missing.
If you think, and it's sad, but if you think about it, go back. When was there actually something come out on her case that was relevant?
I turned my damn alarm off. It never will go off.
Still feel the sad like Joe Clyde Daniels, but all will be in my thoughts.
Apparently, I don't know. Work my phone.
I don't know that we've ever actually I don't know of any update actually on her case. We've had updates about Dawn getting arrested or
that truck maybe is the only thing I know.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess
if that's an update, I don't know. That's not really an update, but
that's what's frustrating about it is there's never an answer to anything. Y'all remember the Dolly Parton song, "Me and Little Andy"? Makes me think of summer.
No, I'm not Dolly Parton.
I mean, either. I'm big on Dolly. Oh, Burnt Dirt gifted one day John Davis True Crime membership. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I wasn't paying attention.
Thank you.
Thank you, Burnt Dirt. Miss Stanger, member for 22 months. And that warms my heart, all you guys that stuck with us that long. 2 years. That's what we was talking about 2 years ago. I bet the Wells haven't asked about any updates for 2 years. I tell you, that's what kills her case a lot is they don't have that family member constantly breathing down their necks wanting answers and stuff. That's what kills Summer's case a lot. If it wasn't for people on social media, they probably never hear a thing. I tell you though, man, it's hard. You know, it's not rare for a child to go missing. It's rare for a child to go missing and stay missing. And it's looking like if something don't pop in this Sebastian Rogers case, it can find its way to where we're at here. I pray that does not happen. Yeah, it's amazing so many of us are willing to put up with you for so long. Thank you, Lip Boss. I'm really starting to be concerned that that's where this is headed with Sebastian. As far as Summer, I don't know. I'm hoping maybe something will happen and somebody that knows something, eventually something will touch them and they'll come forward, and that's going to be what breaks the case. That's kind of, I think, maybe what we have to have happen at this point. You know, it's good outside. Well, she needs to be found. Maybe instead of worrying about who did what, we need to concentrate more on finding her. But I don't know where you search. I really don't. My only thought is maybe you just start fresh and start it completely over. The Wells figured saying someone snatched her, freed them from all responsibilities, and began moving on.
Good point, yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Kind of takes the ball out of their court, don't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like showing the pictures, though. Nobody ever told me if they'd seen that one before, or if they hadn't, if it was new to them. I guess maybe y'all had. I haven't seen it before. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we work more on searching. I know Ryan from Ryan Finds Truth he still looks. I just don't know where you search though at this point. It's either, to me, you need to start fresh and recanvas, or where do you search?
Yeah, you have to get permission, you know.
See, and that's a big thing too. You can't just search wherever you want to. That's a good way to get shot.
That makes it hard. Doesn't it?
I don't know, man. I'm really getting depressed now. I thought I would have a good day talking about Summer because I know the case is good, but now I'm starting to really realize it's 3 years what we're looking at. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of people though, and they keep putting up this defenses. How could they have pulled this off? They're not that smart. I don't know. To me, that's about the only defense there is. You know?
Yeah.
Because it damn sure don't seem like it'd be this possible to pull it off without something. I think they should arrest Candace in Summer's disappearance since she was in her care. If they could. You know. I like to think though sometimes because, and you know, I'll give her credit. Smiley, for one, is constantly posting Summer stuff still. Maybe eventually one of that'll trigger somebody into having a conscience and saying something. You know, I stopped doing shows on Summer because there's nothing new, and I feel like it disrespects her story to just pretend like I believe shit that I don't, and go down all these weird rabbit holes. Like everybody's so wrapped up in Andy and Fred and all this, and I think that's nonsense.
Yeah.
I tell you, sometimes though, I kind of do wonder if maybe they have some kind of an idea, because if they don't, if they still have just no clue or no direction, you would think Pruitt wouldn't have blew off Andy as easy as he did. You think he'd be willing to talk to somebody, anybody around the case, and you know, I like to think maybe they're just don't want to bust it out until they find her. Maybe they think that there's some way they're going to eventually have her, and then it'll be easier.
Or maybe they have evidence. They just need some more. You never know.
Maybe they do have evidence. Maybe that's why Pruitt blew off Andy so easily. You know, if not, it really makes me wonder about Pruitt's determination. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know that Kenneth has another female dog up on the hill again? This time next year there will be 15 or so.
Probably.
Watched a couple minutes of Candace's live yesterday, and it's so gross outside, trash everywhere. I can't put up that, man. That gets to me. You know, that pretty ass place out there in the country. It could be so beautiful out there, couldn't it? Could you imagine what that place looked like if it was well taken care of?
You can practice some animals.
Oh, I'd love to have it. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And they got all that crap out there.
Some people, like, that doesn't bother them, but...
Literally paper and trash laying on the ground soaked in the rain. That's horrible, man.
All that is laziness. My opinion. Sorry.
See, and everybody will defend that as, you know, that like that's their damn culture or something. No, it's not.
That's what used to get on my nerves about Pam. That's just how people live over there. I'm like, no, that's not how people live. I'm in the country. I'm country as a cunt. We don't live like that.
No. No, there's no excuse for that. You know, that's how they defend it, though. Oh, well, they're poor. So poor means you throw your trash on the ground.
You don't have to have money to be clean.
You don't cut your grass. You don't do any kind of maintenance. You don't clean your house. You don't nothing.
Yeah. I would be proud about that property. All that land.
I know, man, and that's like a godsend to get gifted something like that.
That'd be great.
You know? Don't appreciate it. More interested in partying, I guess. I don't know, man. It's disappointing.
One thing that bugs me, people that have like potential like property or anything that don't take care of it. You know, it makes me mad.
Who put a cabinet over his stairs? That's the weirdest thing too. You'll never convince me that wasn't purposefully done for Dawn to be able to bug out from the cops or something. Made no sense whatsoever why they had their house set up like that. You know, none. But I thought we'd get on here and talk about Summer, show her picture some. Can't never show it enough. Hopefully someday, somehow, somebody will end up finding her or finding out what happened to her. You know? I tell you though, at the coming to the 3-year mark, if it was an abduction, that's horrible. Especially if they've kept her around for 3 years.
Yeah.
Some sicko. But, you know, they say, somebody get East Coaster out of here, please. Thank you for all the pictures. Yeah, I wanted to show them to y'all. There's kind of all of them at once. I just want to come on and talk about Summer. I don't know what to do to help anymore. You know, show her picture. Keep her memory alive. Hopefully one day somebody will see it and it'll touch them and they'll be like, man, I need to make sure this little girl gets some justice. I tell you, I think if somebody is a part of it, knows something, I think as long as they wasn't super deeply involved, there's probably a deal out there for them. You know, we'll keep her memory out there. That's all we can do. Keep showing her picture and hope eventually somebody's conscience gets the best of them, and we find out what happened to her. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks to all the mods, all the members, all the viewers, all the subscribers, and the rewatch gang. And we'll see you tomorrow for Call-In Friday. And I'm going to show you all the memes I've got. I've only gotten sent one. So everybody, if you got a sweet meme, send it to my email, johndavistruecrime@yahoo.com. On Fridays, we're going to show all the best memes I get. We'll show them all as long as they don't violate YouTube policy. But thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hit your thumbs up on the way out. Do not forget, please make sure you hit your thumbs up. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. bright and early.